and to cover our children of this city with compassion and love. Enable us to fight the good fight of faith, position us to eradicate injustice, and the ability to execute judgment without prejudice. O Lord, our city is in need of your tender mercies that you promise us fresh and new each and every morning. Father, control the crime here in Birmingham and cover each officer who places their life in harm's way on today. Lord, be with our beloved Mayor, Randall Wolfen, his entire administrative staff. Keep President Alexander and our City Council, our President Pro Tem, Smitherman. Bless each of our councilors, Woods and Williams, Abbott and O'Quinn, Moore, Clark, and my councilor Tate. Allow them to execute city business and affairs with integrity. Govern them and allow the mayor and council to operate harmoniously for the advancement of this city and each of its citizens. We believe you for every resource we stand in need of. We declare, great is your faithfulness unto us. It's in your powerful, pragmatic, and purposeful name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very much, and we're very appreciative to Pastor Erskine for that very thoughtful prayer. Thank you. The minutes approval, excuse me.
Roll call.
Mr. Clerk, we'll go with the roll call.
Councilmember Abbott. Councilmember O'Quinn.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Councilmember Williams. Good morning. Councilmember Woods.
Present.
Councilmember Tate.
Present. Good morning.
Good morning. Councilmember Moore.
Good morning.
Good morning. Councilmember Clark.
Present.
Council President Pro Tem Smitherman.
Good morning.
Council President Alexander.
Good morning. Thank you very much. The minutes, I'd like to ask for a motion for approval of the minutes from the previous meeting, May 25th, 2021.
Second.
Okay, who moved it? I'm sorry. I heard Councilor Tate second.
Smitherman.
All right, thank you. All right, voting should be open if your iPads are up.
Mine isn't up.
Okay, we'll get you right quick. Council, how would you like to vote on the minutes? Councilmember Moore, for the minutes. Thank you, sir. That vote should be up, and I will get those corrected.
Thank you very much. That motion passes. Minutes are not ready from June 1st, 2021 through November 2nd, 2021. Good morning, Mr. Mayor. Do we have any communications from you?
Smith.
Very briefly, Madam President, good morning to the entire council. As I prepare for my remarks, I got some good people standing behind me that I will speak to in a minute. But I do want to say that this week is, we celebrate Veterans Day. We acknowledge our veterans across our nation, across our globe for their sacrifices they've made. And I always have an appreciation for this week because right here in our own hometown, in our own city government, we have people that you see flanking me that have made sacrifices. Y'all come in, don't be shy. Y'all come on up. But as we know, Veterans Day is this Thursday, and I want to publicly say thank you to all of our veterans. All of our veterans across our globe, across America, across the state of Alabama, and especially right here in the city of Birmingham, and then even right here at City Hall where we have veterans who serve our citizens every day. To each of you all that's present, I want to publicly state thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifices and everything you've done for us. I don't believe any of their jobs were easy while they served our country. And I think they would also tell you none of their jobs have been easy serving city of Birmingham. But they stepped up, and they've stepped out to defend what we call home. And today, I think, standing with me is just a sampling. These are not all of our veterans that serve our city. But this is a sampling of the men and women who served our country and serve our city every day. And so I have to present to them a proclamation recognizing Veterans Day and to thank our city employees for their service. And in part it reads, whereas there are not enough words to characterize the amount of courage, strength, and dignity veterans have displayed while serving our country. Their sacrifice will forever be acknowledged and appreciated. Our veterans made the heroic decision that someone could have ever made, and I am proud, very proud, that they chose to protect our country. And whereas here at the city of Birmingham, we have more than 250 veterans working with us every single day. They've served our country well, and they get up every day to serve the citizens of Birmingham, and we applaud them. We applaud them for being our heroes at home and abroad. And whereas we thank them for how they have given their life, their time, their commitment, their energy, and their love to service, and we stand proud today to commend them all. And now, therefore, I, Randall L. Woodfin, Mayor of the City of Birmingham, along with the Birmingham City Council, call upon all of our citizens to observe Thursday, November the 11th, 2021 as Veterans Day in Birmingham. And I encourage all residents to remember the sacrifices of all those who fought on the seas, in the air, and on foreign shores to preserve our heritage of freedom. May we walk in peace so that their efforts shall not have been in vain. I have this for all of y'all, but I'm not going to give it to you. But I do want to thank y'all. Appreciate it. And Madam President, before, Madam President, before they exit left because they have to get back to work, does you or your colleagues want to say anything?
Yes, thank you. I don't see any speakers that would like to speak. If you'd like to speak, go ahead and push the button. But we join you in echoing our gratitude for our staff who have served in the military and also for our residents. We appreciate the sacrifice, we appreciate the service, and we want to let you know that each day we are always grateful for what you've done. And I don't know if anyone else would like to speak, but we thank you, Mayor Whiffen, for acknowledging our staff and our veterans. And don't forget, I think Birmingham, we host the oldest Veterans Day Parade, and that's next. Thanks.
Next point.
Great segue.
Yeah, thank y'all so much. And Madam President, as they exit, and to your note, as a reminder, everyone, and to the public, as a reminder, the Veterans Day Parade will be this Thursday, which is Veterans Day, of course, in downtown Birmingham. The parade will start at 1:30 p.m. You can find more information at nationalveteransday.org/events. Again, that website for more information about the Veterans Day Parade, route, etc., is at nationalveteransday.org/events. The parade will start at 18th Street North and 9th Avenue North. It will end at 19th Street North and 10th Avenue North. And as a reminder, all city offices except for police, fire, and 911 will be closed. And you should know, as always, the parade will be held rain or shine, hopefully shine. Just a few more notes, and I'll go out with them, so they can just stand here, if you don't mind, with me as I give you two more notes. As we approach the holidays, I want to encourage everyone to save the date, Sunday, December 5th. Again, that's Sunday, December 5th. I've been in contact council with President Wardine Alexander. Hopefully we'll be getting some detail on a joint Christmas tree lighting ceremony on short 20th, and we look forward to more announcements of detail to come soon on that. Last note, Madam President and Council, I want to announce that Bloomberg Philanthropies, which is an international which is an organization that supports international efforts, has awarded the Birmingham Promise $1.8 million for its apprenticeship program. This money will be used to help Birmingham City School high school students earn paid work experience and start building career skills that will last them a lifetime. I want to publicly thank and acknowledge Bloomberg and so many other companies for their interest and support of the Birmingham Promise. This announcement is officially public today, as you know, because of your generous effort and commitment. On the apprenticeship side, we have been the lone funder of $10 million over 5 years to support the apprenticeship side of this program. But as you know, Bloomberg Philanthropies has a very rigorous, if you don't know, they have a very rigorous vetting process. So for them to award the Birmingham Promise, as I stated this morning, if it was $1.8 million or $1 to be awarded this grant, shows that this program has, it's sustainable, and it's a model for any city across America for how we should engage in partnership to invest and give opportunity and exposure to our youngest generation of our high school students. So again, thank you, Bloomberg. Madam President, with that concludes the mayor's report, and I'm going to usher these people out.
Well, thank you. And at this time, we'd also like to add our staff to that list of staff who've served in the military. That's Mr. Jeff McDaniels, Mr. Losey Brown, and our chief #1 top security agent, Miss Erlene Prince. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
All right, Mr. Clerk, if you'd read for us the consent. No, at this time, I would like to ask if we would suspend the rules. We do have speakers and presentation, and so I'd like to ask for a motion to suspend the rules at this time so that we can allow our presentation to take place.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
All right,
opposed?
thank you. At this time, I believe Mr. Woods has a presentation. Not here yet. We'll let the crowd clear. They might be outside. You don't think they're here? Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead, Mr. Clerk, and we'll read the consent agenda, please.
Before we do the consent agenda, would you allow me to just read item 69, because if we do that one last after the consent, it will go out of order with the, there's an item on
All right.
the consent. So item number, is it 69 or 50? Yeah, 69. Receiving the emergency purchase notice from the purchasing agent relative to a sinkhole forming from a collapsed storm sewer, and then it's a companion item to item 52, and you'll understand why I read it first.
All right. Thank you.
All right, consent agenda starts on page 2 with items 1, 2, and 3. And we skip over to page number 14, and we have items 4 and 5 on consent. Page 15, we have items 6 and 7 on consent. Page 16, we have item number 8 on consent. Page 17, we have items 9, 10, and 11 on consent. Page 18, we have item number 12 on consent. Page 19, we have item number 13 on consent. Page 20, we have items 14 and 15 on consent. Page 21, we have items 16, 17, and 18 on consent. Page 23, item number 19 is on consent. Page 24, item 20 is on consent. Page 25, item 21 is on consent. Page 26, we have items 22, 23, and 24 on consent. Page 27, we have item number 25 on consent. Page 28, items 26 and 27 are on consent. Page 30, we have items 29, 28, and 29 on consent. Page 31, we have items 30 and 31 on consent. However, please note that on item 31, we need to withdraw item number 10. We need to delete that particular parcel from item 31, item 10. On page 32, we have items 32 and 33 on consent. Page 33, we have items 34, 35, 36, 37, and 38 on consent. On page 34, we have items 39, 40, and 41 on consent. On page 35, we have items 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, and 47 on consent. On page 36, we have items 48, 49, 50, 51, and 52 on consent. Page 37, we have items 53, 54, 55, and 56 on consent. Page 38, we have items 57, 58, and 59 on consent. Page 39, we have items 60, 61, and 62 on consent. And on page 40, we have items 63, 64, and 65 on consent. Please note that on item 65, the first entry, there's a typo. I think we strike the 49 after the 73. I'll check on that and make sure that's the right correction. And then on page 41, we have items 66, 67, and 68 on consent. And that concludes the consent agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Councilors, do you have any items that you would like to add or remove from consent? Do? I don't see any speakers. Let me see.
Madam President,
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Abbott? There you go. Ms. Abbott?
I would like to remove item 40 on page 34 for an explanation.
Item 40 on page 34,
Yes, ma'am.
and you'd like to get an explanation. All right. Mr. Moore?
I'd like to remove item 65 for comment.
Item 65. All right, thank you. I don't see any other councilors that wish to speak to this. All right, so we're removing two items, item number 65, and I believe it was item number 40. Okay. All right, thank you. Before we entertain the motion, I'll read that all items designated as consent are routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. No separate discussion of these items will be permitted unless a council member, the mayor, or citizen interested in a public hearing so requests. If so, such items will revert to its normal place on the agenda order of business. All matters of permanent operation will be read. All other matters will be announced by reading the item number only. All public hearings will be announced. Do I entertain a motion for approval of the consent agenda?
Motion.
Okay, who made the motion, I'm sorry?
Moore.
Moved
Okay,
by
Moore.
Councilor Moore and seconded by Councilor Smitherman.
Okay. Motion, Moore, Smitherman. And that an entry on the expense was 73 cents, I'm sorry.
All right, thank you.
Smitherman, all right. And we're ready to vote about now.
Mr. Frazier, it's still not working.
It's still not working? Mr. McDaniels, can you pro tem Smitherman for me? How would you like to vote on the consent?
Aye.
Thank you, ma'am. That vote should be up.
All right, our consent items pass. Next, first item, Mr. Clerk.
All right, let's see here. Looks like we're going to 40.
Or 34.
Oh, did I miss 34?
Yes.
Did someone remove 34?
Yes, and she wanted just had a question or clarification. Ms. Abbott had asked for that.
Okay. I missed
Oh,
that one, I'm
I
sorry.
didn't ask for 34.
It's 40, I'm sorry. I wrote you down at 34.
So we're good with 40?
Yes.
Okay. Item 40, a resolution pursuant to Section 11-40-1 Code of Alabama 1975 authorizing the mayor to execute and deliver an agreement to Brunk Auction to provide the following goods or services to the city. To consign for sale a surplus Birmingham Museum of Art items at specified rates of value to be determined by Brunk Auction Incorporated. All items brought to auction will be sold with a reserve price of no less than 1/2 of the low estimate, and estimates are based on market comparable and shall be at the discretion of the provider. The city shall pay Brunk Auction the sum of 5% of every dollar of the sales price of items sold by Bronx Auction. All received funds for the sale of the city's surplus property over 5% of the sales price shall be paid to the city of Birmingham by Bronx Auction immediately or no less than 10 days after completion of the sale of by Bronx Auction. Motion, please.
Move the item.
Second.
Councilmember
All right,
O'Quinn.
at this time we'll entertain the question.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted someone to explain, because I've been on the council a long time. This is the first time that anybody has ever brought to us selling items from the Museum of Art. So I just kind of wanted to hear, besides what the executive director sent, I want to hear why we're doing this.
So yes, ma'am, Councilor Abbott. Attorney Yolanda Lawson is here from the Office of the City Attorney. And we also have Ms. Megan Ann Halinga from the Birmingham Museum of Art if there are questions following Attorney Lawson.
Hi, good morning. Yolanda Lawson, Office of City Attorney. Councilor Abbott, to address your initial question, these are going to be surplus items that the museum no longer utilizes or needs at the museum. And so instead of just, destroying the items or just eliminating them altogether, we decided to sell them at an auction.
So in the past, we've been destroying items?
No, ma'am, we have not
want?
been destroyed. I should not have used that word. My apologies. My apologies.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear it.
Well, instead of, it could be utilized otherwise. So something that may not be utilized in the museum anymore could be utilized by someone individually or in another facility.
Yeah, and I understand that we have a lot of items in storage because the museum's just not big enough to show everything we have. So I understand that. I'm just surprised that after all these years, this is the first time I've ever heard of having an auction. Is this the first one that's ever been done?
Well, we have someone here from the museum that may be able to speak to that, to address that question for you.
All right, if you'll come forward if you'd like to address that and give us your name and your position there at the museum. Thank you.
Good morning. I serve as the Deputy Director of the Birmingham Museum of Art, Megan Ann Halinga, actually Halinga. Yeah, so we have, a lot of times when we accept collections, we take everything. So if someone passes and their children are responsible for the estate, they won't want to have to go through, selecting which ones are museum appropriate, et cetera. So we accepted a large collection a long time ago, and like you said, we can only show about 13% of our collection of more than 25,000 objects. It's a little bit higher than the national average, but anyway, we actually have deaccessioned other objects. We did one in 2015. So what we do, we bring in specialists that work with the curator. I have our curator of European art here as well, so it's her collection. And they determine, the best of each specific area that we would want to keep. And then there are smaller collections, or there could be private collections that would have interest in the objects that we don't need. So we deaccession them, they go to auction, and then we only use the proceeds to purchase objects within that area to maintain donor intent. So within that I can't think of the word, but as they're going through the objects, they'll see holes as well. So we'll get rid of some and then say there's a couple that we would really want. And then it goes before our board as well, and we vote on those. So.
Well, great. Thank you. That's very fascinating to know how it all works.
Yeah, and I'm happy to share. It actually is pretty cool. A link when that actually goes online. So we kind of have like a watch party to see all of our stuff kind of up and where it goes. So other museums and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
So these would mostly be items that have been donated from like a family where the person had a big collection of art?
Yes. Is this Beeson? Yeah, this is all from, is that correct? No. Oh, it's silver and glass. Sorry. Yes, typically. It's all from one, yeah.
Well, great. I'm very interested to know that, and thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you. Before you leave, we do have one question from Councilor Clark.
Thank you, Madam President. I too was very intrigued by it and enjoyed going to the site and looking at some of the objects that are for sale. I was just wondering if the donor agreement contemplates the deaccession of these items so that the donors aren't surprised by this.
Right. And do you want to, on this one, do you want to come speak to it? Yeah, we follow in any of the deaccessioning, and even if they've passed, we'll go to the family and work on that. But I'm not sure on silver and glass.
Yeah, so my name is Ann Forschler, and I serve as the Curator of Decorative Arts at the Birmingham Museum of Art. And the deaccessioning of objects from museum collections is actually not uncommon, and we've done it several times in my tenure with the city. But what we do is, so we're looking for different things. We're looking for condition issues, quality, importance of the objects, and we bring in experts to evaluate those things for us. So it's not just us making these decisions, but we have outside experts advising us on what objects to deaccession and sell from the collection. And what we do then is we look at all the donors who have given us the objects, and we contact them. And if they're no longer living, we see if there's a next of kin, a child, and then we write them letters, or I call people. I did this for everyone who has given us silver and glass that we're currently deaccessioning. And we let them know that we are doing this, and that the proceeds will go towards another glass or silver object in this case, and that their name will be carried forward. So their name still appears on an object at the museum.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. We appreciate that clarification, and I've learned something about this whole process myself this morning. So thank you for bringing that question to us, toward the council. And we look forward. We'll be watching online and see what happens as well. Thank you. So councilors, are we ready to entertain the vote for this item? I think Councilor Smith and Pro Tem is still down.
Wow. We have to maybe just restart the whole thing.
Aye. I'd like to vote aye.
Okay, Councilmember Tay. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
That vote should be up.
All right, thank you. That item passes. Number 4 passes. 40. Next item.
I think we're down to 65. Item number 65. A resolution approving the following expense accounts. William Parker, Council President, City Council, Atlanta, Georgia, $174.73. Strike the extra there. July 27th through the 28th, 2021, to attend the World Games meeting. William Parker, Council President, City Council, Washington, D.C., and all of the entries are William Parker, so I'll skip that part. And Washington, D.C., $753.57, July 28th through 29th, 2021, to attend World Games meeting. William Parker, again, Atlanta, Georgia, $183.49, July the 29th through the 30th, 2021, to attend World Games meeting. William Parker, Washington, D.C., $1,023.68, August 25th through the 29th, 2021, to attend March for Voting Rights. William Parker, Montgomery, Alabama, $146.30, September the 7th through the 9th, 2021, to attend COVID-19 meeting redistricting. William Parker, Washington, D.C., $1,044.45, September the 16th through the 19th, 2021, to attend meeting with the federal officials. And William Parker, Washington, D.C., $806.84, September the 25th through the 27th, 2001, to attend meeting with policy officials.
Thank you. If we could entertain a motion so that we can have the discussion on the item.
Second.
Okay, I got Councilor Tate and Smith, Councilmember Clark. Second.
Yes.
Thank you. It's before you.
All right, Mr. Moore.
Yeah, so just really wanted to just make a comment. As a newly elected city councilor, you want to be in the best position to make the best decisions and to really advocate for your district. And I think that we as city councilors, we have the responsibility to not only govern the city, but also govern ourselves in such a way that's going to promote the best interests of the city. And so after seeing this item, just wanted to admonish to the rest of my colleagues that I think it would be very important for us to have some type of blackout period during election years, so that, you know, as a even if, you know, you as the incumbent do not retain your seat, that you still leave the position in a space that the next person can be successful. And so just wanted to make mention of that.
Thank you, Councilor Moore. I think that is a fair observation. I think that is one that we could all entertain as councilors. We do know that we do have a travel procedure that is, we have a policy on that. And so just to entertain your thoughts on and your request for how we look at this in the future, I would like to send this to the Budget and Finance Committee just for consideration, and so we could think of ways that we could do that. I do want to let all three new councilors know that the leadership here with the council, we are working to restore your budgets to a point where you can function and provide for your districts. So thank you.
Thank you, Madam President.
At this time, we'll entertain the vote. Let me see. Ms. Abbott.
Yeah, Madam President, yeah, I just wanted to say that in the past this has been a problem, and we have actually had council members who tried to spend all their money before they left. We've had that. And the council, at that time, it was a different group of people and chose not to do anything about it. But I'm in agreement that, you know, before the election and after the election, people should not be frittering away the money just so that the person who won the election doesn't have anything left. I'm 100% in support of that.
Well, thank you. And I just want to reiterate again, I do appreciate the members of the council that we want to regulate ourselves. And so I appreciate you for bringing that up. And I think, again, I do think it is a good idea, because I've often thought, as you are going about the business of serving your district, what if the election results do not go the way that you would like for them to go? And so we do need some type of procedures or direction in place for ourselves. And not to say that anyone does anything in a negative way, but sometimes it's just how the bills and things come in. So, Ms. Clark. I'm sorry, Ms. Smitherman.
See.
You're up like you want to speak. Okay. All right, thank you. At this time, we'll entertain the vote.
I think you have another speaker, Ms. Tate, Councilman.
Yes, I do, Ms. Tate.
Yes, Madam President. I also agree with Councilman Moore and Councilor Abbott that something should be regulated in this matter, so we don't continue to have this problem in the future.
I agree. Thank you. At this time, we'll entertain the vote for item 65.
Did the vote show it, Mr. McDaniel? Aye. Okay. Did he explain it to you? Yeah. I'll work that out. Okay. So, that vote should be up.
All right, item 65 passes. Thank you. Are those all of our items? We read 69 and 70.
Number 70, just receiving the emergency purchase notice relative to sewage leak in the City Hall.
All right.
And that's it.
Thank you very much. At this,
Madam President?
Yes, ma'am, Ms. Abbott.
I wanted to ask a question about item 69. Do we have an address for that sinkhole forming from a collapsed storm sewer?
Should be a location.
I want to know if it's the one on Richard Arrington Jr.
Did you say it went with item 53, Mr. Clerk?
I think she is 69.
69. It's the sinkhole forming from a collapsed storm sewer.
It says westbound travel way of 2600 block of 34th Avenue North.
Okay, well, you know, we've had one that collapsed on Richard Arrington Jr. about 3 months ago, and we've just put a bunch of cones around it. And I thought maybe that was going to be repaired.
It doesn't seem to be that. Totally different.
And I didn't recognize the sinkhole from the picture, so. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to ask for a suspension of the rules where we can have our presentation of, we do have one presentation, and I believe that's being presented by Councilor Woods. So can we have a motion for suspension of the rules to allow for that presentation?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye. All right, thank you, Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. At this time, I'll ask Ms. Aaliyah High to come up and her team. She's better known as That Girl Lele and is a hip-hop artist and star of Nickelodeon TV series entitled That Girl Lele. She's been rapping, singing, and producing music since the age of 5, and at the age of 11 became the youngest female rapper to sign a deal with her very own Fresh Rebel Music Empire imprint. She'll be on tour here in Birmingham this week at the Lyric Theater, and I wanted to kind of give her an opportunity to share with us today, and also thank Mr. Josh Raby for kind of facilitating this. He does a lot in our community, and I really appreciate you reaching out.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Alea. Hi. Okay. Thank you. My name is Alea. Hi. My stage name is That Girl Lele, and like he said, I do acting, singing, dancing, and I have my own TV show, That Girl Lele, live nationally on Nickelodeon. And I came here this week to tell everyone that I have a show this weekend in Alabama, and I just want to spread the word to the community. And I want to be a big positive influence to all the kids, because when it comes to music and TV shows and movies, we don't really have positive or appropriate things for kids to watch and listen to. So I want to be that for them. So I just want to come spread the word.
Well, we're so excited to have you here in the city of Birmingham. You're a great representation for the youth all across America. I'm just excited to be in the midst of such a talented young lady and quite a star. So again, we thank you. We wish you the best of luck in your program. Give us the time and date again of what will be going on.
Okay, it'll be 2 p.m. in Birmingham, Alabama. And let me get, you want the date? I mean, the place?
Yes.
Okay. She's going to be at the Lyric Theater.
At the Lyric Theater.
Yeah.
But yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Well, again, we're very excited to have you here with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilors, if we could continue with our suspension of the rules. We do have one person that has signed up to be a speaker, and if we could entertain our speakers list at this time. And do you have that name, Mr. Clerk? Okay, Mr. Eric Wynn. Oh, the baby started crying, I think. Okay.
There you go.
We're ready for you, Mr. Wynn? Yes. And you, that's all right.
Step out. For the ladies and gentlemen that don't know me, my name is Eric Wynn, and I'm the founder of a nonprofit organization called WAR. We're all related, and I'm tired and I'm stressed. WAR is a movement organization designed to change the culture in our communities by spreading the message of unity. I'm strategic in drilling the message of war in the heads of small children in communities like Gate City, Kingston, Avondale, and communities where children are being conditioned to think gun violence is how you resolve conflict. Gate City, my neighborhood where I grew up in, over the last several months, 4 people have been murdered, young guys. 3 from that community, 1 in that community. The 3, Shantae, her oldest son, Nook, he was the first person that was murdered from that community. He wasn't murdered in that community. He was murdered at Superior. The 4 people that got shot, 2 fatal, all council people should know about that. One of those individuals was Nook. I went to school with his mother. I had a crush on his mother, Shantae. She video chatted me the next morning. She was crying. She asked me, what did she do? Her firstborn son. I called the mayor. We talked. The next day we met in Gate City. That was the first murder. Then Chris died in Inglenook. He was shot and killed in Inglenook. His mother's name is Nikki. His sister's name's Reese. They're my age. I grew up with these girls. Chris was her firstborn son. He was murdered in Inglenook, the shooter. That was maybe a couple of months ago. At his funeral, me and Prince Michael was at his funeral because my mother and Nikki are best friends, and my mother was serving a lady named Tamika. She never got a chance to meet my son, so she was holding my son. Her son, Wayne, who's Chris's friend, was outside. He came in. Wayne was murdered. Wayne even hadn't funeral yet. Since I've been home 6 years, I've been talked about on Facebook for not having a mattress. Carlos Shaver said I didn't have a mattress. I just gave away 150 shirts, orange and white shirts in Fairfield Elementary School. I've given away shirts in Gate City. I didn't come home to talk to the kids that died. I told the mayor before he was elected 4 years ago, he asked me, how do we stop the violence? What about these guys that's killing? I said, you can't stop that. They're already conditioned. What happened to Wayne and Chris and Nook happened 16 years ago. Growing up in that environment without a father, listening to music, conditioning them to think that this is cool, seeing this. Here, elephant. Here, elephant. So, what we got to do is, to reduce violence in these communities, is redirect the path of the kids. Like, it's a young kid in Gate City named Mario. He's 4 years old. He's going to end up like all these gentlemen. What are we doing as council people, as elected officials, as leaders in the community to change the mindset of the youth? They're not going to make it to Birmingham Promise. They're growing up in environments where I want to present a presentation. Can I present it? Not today. I want to come back and I want to talk for as long as it takes. I study everything that go on in this community. I heard one of the council people, not these guys, Hoyt, call for the National Guard when I have the solution, and I got 500 text messages between me and Randall Woodfin that proves I have the solution. It's not in trying to get the ones that's killing today, it's saving the youth. What are you doing for the kids in Loveman Village that's growing up without a father, that's listening to this music, their mother listens to this music, by the time they're 19, that's all they know, Mrs. Abbott. Why do you think it's not white people, Darryl O'Quinn? Because NBA Youngboy and Justin Bieber, there's a difference. Both of them are millionaires, both of them are entertainers. One is talking about gun violence all day, every day. Pooh Shiesty, didn't you guys vote to bring Pooh Shiesty to Birmingham? Didn't you vote, Darryl O'Quinn, to bring Pooh Shiesty to Birmingham? You know who Pooh Shiesty is? He's the most violent rapper you can think of. Every bar, every lyric is talking about gun violence. You know how many followers he has on Facebook and Instagram? 8 million. You know where he's at? He's in prison for shooting somebody. You know why the kids that listen to NBA Youngboy, Pooh Shiesty, Lil Durk, Lil Boosie, you know where they at? Or you know, they're out there killing, they're out there shooting because they think this is cool because you got 8 million people saying it is. And we got a council and a mayor that brought these people to our community without giving them some pause. I had Lil Bam, one of the most violent rappers on the stage, April 4th, saying that, hey, this is just music. This is just music. I was screaming Easter Sunday on the stage, look, it don't have to be your daughter. At Club M, in your district, I hosted a rally. I paid $8,000 cash, the same man that don't got a mattress. $8,000 to have DJ Cuzzo, Lady Wu. I paid Lady Wu to come and host this, to bring all these people and talk about the violence in our community every day that we are ignoring and we are addressing in the wrong way. And I brought my son here so I can be calm. But there's no way to be calm when you talk about kids that get shot and killed every day in your community. And I know it's not your community. I know Darryl O'Quinn, you're District 5. But you don't know one person I just named. I see these people every day, and everybody from my community need to be this upset. Everybody in this building need to be this upset because we gave out trillions for COVID. And I don't know one person from Gate City, Kingston, Avondale, Collegeville that died from COVID. But I can name you 50 mothers that I know personally that lost their son within the last 2 years of gun violence. And I can name about innocent children from Journey, Cupcake, and Betty. There's the same question the mayor asked me April 16th. He texted me, April 16th, how many kids have been killed or harmed in public housing? Now, why would the mayor text me this? I don't even live in Birmingham, I live in Midfield, but I spend the majority of my time in Gate City trying to recondition the minds of the youth that are being raised and killed you over your car at a gas station. Sorry, thank you.
Mr. Wynn, thank you very much. Thank you.
What a presentation. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to get up and stop.
Eric, can you?
4 people from my community died. Where were all the activists and leaders? 4 people. What I'm saying is real. I wanted to bring those mothers in here. You know what I said in front of 70 police officers the day the last person died? And one of these police officers right here. and they understand my frustration. Nick Saban yelled because you dropped a football pass. I'm yelling because a 2-year-old kid, Major, can't lay on the couch with his mother. Who killed Major? Nobody caring, nobody talking about it.
Eric, thank you. Mr. Wynn.
Eric, come here.
I served in the military.
Let us talk to you, Mr. Wynn.
I don't talk about that. I'll talk about the violence in our community. I need respect for my peers, because we are all colleagues. I'm drilling the message in the head. I was just with the sheriff and him with the band producer talking about ways to change the culture, using influential people. Why am I not being at these meetings? Why am I not, am I not in Gate City just as much as you? I was born in this community. Everybody from my community died in communities like mine. They don't even understand it. They're numb to the violence in our community. COVID ain't killed nobody in my community. These kids are dying every day. I go outside and I see everybody with assault rifles.
Thank you.
You don't see that.
Eric.
I see this every day. Where are we headed at as a community? I love y'all. I support y'all.
Mr. Wynn, we appreciate you and we respect you and we respect your passion. We love it. Please, if you allow the pro tem, we want to address the issue that you brought before us.
I've been doing this 6 years, Mr. Wood.
Let us address.
Eric,
come on.
Thank you for coming here. I know we've talked a couple of times about this. Councilor Tate and I just had a discussion yesterday in her office, and she asked, what can we do about gun violence? And I told her one of them is community policing, something about what you're passionate about. What we can do is, and Councilor Tate is the chair of public safety, if she will allow it, to have you have a presentation there. And then from there, we'll go on from there. And hopefully, it depends on how she does the committee, but I think that's a good start there to talk to the Public Safety Committee. We can discuss with you, meet with you as much as we can, and then we can go from there. I do know one of the categories for the ARP money is gun violence intervention. So after you do the presentation for public safety, that can be something that the council has consideration over to help out, not with just your organization, but other organizations. I do agree with you. We have a crime problem. We can't ignore that. But I think now that Mayor Woodfin is very passionate about combating gun violence, I can't speak for all 9 of us, but I can't say Madam President and I think everybody else has the same sentiments as us. I do think it's time for action, but let's connect you with Councilor Tate and get that process going with the presentation, and then we'll go from there. I do know it's going to take 18 to 24 months for something like your program to be implemented, but hopefully we can get something rolling in 2022. But I do want to acknowledge and thank you for being here.
Thank you, and thank you. I apologize. Madam President, I love you and I support you. It's so, I've been doing this frustrating thing probably about a year, and it's because it's just like Nick Saban. It's passion. I only do it when we drop the ball. Nick Saban don't when you score touchdowns, Kool-Aid, but when you drop the pass, and I promise you, the pass is the 2-year-old kid getting shot. I told you, these cameras, they're good. These police is not going to stop violence. It's a mental aspect to this. These kids think this is who they are. And so if they've done 17 years of thinking this is who you are, you're not going to change it with a T-shirt. But these small children, before they get to them, before they die, before they go to prison, we are obligated to them. So I want to come back. I thank you guys for being, I love you guys. I love this council. The ones that are not willing to work for me, we have a problem because I don't work for me. I live in Midfield. There's not a bullet on my street. I told the mayor this 6 months ago. If you want to change the culture in these communities, you got to live in them. I don't expect these beautiful councilmen and women to live in Gate City and Kingston. But empower the individual. The only Ricky Smiley is not going to come to Gate City. Eric Guster, I love these of them. It taps somebody from that community. Let me get my son.
Right.
I love
Thank you. We appreciate you. And again, Ms. Tate would like to go ahead, Ms. Tate.
Mr. Wynn, with all due respect, I appreciate what you're doing, but I really want to address, because like Councilor Smitherman said, we had this conversation on yesterday. What you have is a generational issue.
Right, it is.
And so you have to get to, I'm a root problem solver. We cannot continue to cut branches and expect the root to get solved. You got to cut the root to get to the problem. So you presented saying that, like, what are we going to do? What are the people going to do? See, when you take church and people don't know who they are, and that's it. You got to get to the root. And once you begin to get down to the root and start digging, these people are operating in generational issues. Now, I'm a mother of a formerly incarcerated son who is free, that is struggling, right now. Mm-hmm. And so it's a root thing. Right. It goes back to his father, who was like one of the greatest football players in the state of Alabama. So he's suffering with generational issues. And so we have to address generational issues. I mean, it's more than your organization.
I don't have an organization, but I understand.
Excuse me. I know brothers who do beautiful work, but you have to attack the social, emotional, we can get in here all day and talk about people pulling guns, but when you are not addressing the root, what is going on in the household? So that starts with everybody. Charity starts at home, right?
Starts in the community.
Starts at home. Excuse me, I'm still talking.
I'm sorry.
And so we're willing to work with you and others, and I'm willing to work with people that are doing some serious mentoring, not people that'll just run around and say, I got this organization and this is what we're doing. We're looking for measurable outcomes. And Councilor Smith and I had this conversation yesterday. We're going to be looking at other states that got a grip on violence. You will never, ever be able to stop violence, because I have a law enforcement background, but we can curb it.
You can reduce it.
We can reduce violence.
Absolutely.
And so we want to have that conversation with you and other people, but just don't come in here passing the blame on the council.
I didn't pass the blame on nobody. I was passionate. I'm sorry. It's not you guys.
Okay.
I promise you.
Because we want to work with you and others to make sure that we do
I work in Gate City.
Our part.
If you don't work in Gate City, you're not talking about violence. So you can go get anybody from me. I work in the most violent neighborhood in Alabama, and I work in their religion. I love it. And guess what? They put guns up around me. People don't know. I haven't seen one person shoot a person. I've seen the person with an assault rifle, me and the district attorney out there, and when the district attorney left, he came to me, and guess what he said? He said, we didn't do nothing because we saw you out there. So it's not that the root issue is they're being conditioned. So if we stop the conditioning, you can't stop the conditioning when they're 19. You got to grow them up in this unity.
I agree.
Just like, 20 years ago, it was number blood in Gate City. That's all it was. I was there. My twin brother was murdered. So the kids in these communities think this is who they are. Gangsters, that's all they see. I'm trying to get them to see something else. I'm bridging the gap between law enforcement and the community. I walk in there with them.
But you're dealing with generational issues. You got to deal with the issue that's generational. They may have seen their uncle packing guns, their daddy packing guns, and so this is generational.
I'm not saying you're not right. You reached out to me 6 years ago. You know what you reached? You don't remember.
I do.
Okay, for war. You wasn't even in this seat. You was talking about war. It's what you have to reach the kids. You know what is to the kids in Gate City? I'm like a superhero to the 6-year-olds. If all this council come out here to Gate City and see the 6-year-olds, see, they ain't got guns yet. It ain't, this police in Gate City just as much. You know who he's out there for? The 19, he was out there for Wayne and for Chris, the ones that was there. The ones that I told the mayor, what are we going to do about them? I said, unfortunately, the ones that's out there shooting and killing, they're going to die and go to prison. It's our job to save the youth that haven't been contaminated.
And thank you.
That's the root solution.
And Mr. Wynn, we are going to engage this in the proper committee, and we will have that dialogue. We really understand the passion of both you and Counselor, and so what we'd like to do at this time,
and congratulations,
we will pass this on to the committee, and we thank you for sharing your passion and those words today.
And
trust this council.
I trust y'all. I trust
and we will
leadership.
Work on that.
I trust this new leadership, all of y'all.
Thank you.
Every last council member. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I support our mayor. I support y'all. It's time to go to work.
Thank you.
The election's over.
All right. Thank you.
Love you.
All right. Counselors, at this time, we will entertain your comments regarding any activity or comments you have about your district. And so I'll start with you, Mr. Woods.
Thank you, Madam President. In lieu of any comments, I'll ask PO to play a video. All right, Councilor Clinton Woods here. We are at a very special location here in District 1 today. I had had to come out. I heard some amazing news, so I had to come out myself and see it. We're here today at Leah Joe Apparel Studios, and so we've got a 7-year-old entrepreneur right here in District 1 doing some incredible things. So she's created her own fashion line, her own online store, and is doing some amazing things. So we wanted to come out today, talk to Leah, see what she's got going on, and really celebrate her, because I don't know a lot of 7-year-old entrepreneurs.
Got started last year during the pandemic, 2020. I'm a registered nurse. I do hospice, and last year I think for everyone was very challenging. The kids were out of school doing virtual learning, and I was out in the field working as well. So we had wonderful neighbors and friends that came and helped as far as virtual learning and everything. Vicki Jones was a big part of that, and we love her for that. But that also sparked something in her, having that extra time on her hands, and also me to come up with a hobby and other things to do besides focus on the pandemic and all the bad things that were going on.
The top 7-year-old entrepreneur in District 1, and so got wind of what she had going on. She's got her own clothing line, and she's just going to pick out a couple of her favorites and show us today. And so Leah, fresh out of school, because she's an entrepreneur, she's still getting her education. So she's over at Sun Valley working hard in the books and the studies. And so show us a couple things here. Point 2, just grab your favorite outfit, and let's show everybody what they got. And so she's got her own store, so never be basic. That's a message, that's what the young people are saying these days. But you can get this at her store. She's got her own online store. It's pretty incredible. She does a great job, and as you can see, she's actually modeling some of the stuff. And so she's fashionable. Look at the boots. I mean, I haven't been big on cowboy boots, but I might have to reconsider. I think you said, what was the color for the fall? What color should everybody be looking to wear this fall?
Teal.
Teal. And so you heard it here. Make sure you get your teal in stock. I don't have any teal, so I got to go find me some teal stuff to wear, but we're going to listen to Leah Joe. She is our premier 7-year-old fashion expert in District 1.
And for more from the Birmingham City Council, follow along with us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Stay safe, Birmingham.
So much, Councilor Woods. Any other announcements, or that's it for D1? We enjoy seeing all this talent that we have in our city, so thank you. And teal is the color? All right. Ms. Tate.
The Sandusky neighborhood meeting will meet tonight at 6 p.m. on conference call and in person at the Sandusky Rec. North Pratt will meet tonight at 6 p.m. on a conference call. Oak Ridge will meet on this Thursday at 4 p.m. on a conference call. Announcements: a big thank you to Hooper City neighborhood. Last night they honored all veterans who resided and grew up in Hooper City. It was close to 30 men and women in the neighborhood alone. The Public Safety Committee will meet next Tuesday, November the 16th at 3 p.m. here in the council chambers. All submissions should be submitted to Brandon McCray in my office by tomorrow, Wednesday, November the 10th, no later than 4 p.m.
Thank you, Ms. Tate.
Thank you. Roebuck Springs neighborhood meeting will be rescheduled for a week back because of Veterans Day, this 11th, so they will be meeting on November 18th, and that is all we have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam President. Well, the District 8 team is settling in, and we're ready to ride out with our neighborhood presidents over the next couple of months so that the new staff can contextualize some of the concerns and opportunities in our neighborhood. It's going to be, in the field training on, some of the real issues that folks are dealing with. Bellevue Heights is meeting tonight. I think I saw the president, and he's now disappeared, but the meeting is a hybrid meeting. It's on Zoom and at Charles Brown Elementary School, and there will be a recognition of Councilor Hoyt's service during that meeting tonight. It's at 6:30. Some of you may recall that over the Classic weekend, there was a car accident where a car sort of went through the back wall of our beloved Applebee's in 5 Points West. I'm pleased to announce that they quickly rebounded and reopened, and they're back serving our community. And speaking of comebacks, our Starbucks community store has also struggled with staffing issues, and they are back open. So be sure to stop by for some of that warm goodness and your seasonal and holiday favorites. The 5 Points West community continues its tradition of bringing holiday cheer to the community and to our first responders. The tree lighting ceremony at Crossplex will happen on Saturday, December 11 at 11 a.m. And the Firefighters Holiday Dinner, sponsored by the 5 Points West community, will be a grab-and-go style dinner. It'll be Thursday, December 16th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the 5 Points West Library. So community members are and stakeholders are welcome to come by and sort of greet them and cheer them on as they come by to pick up their food. And there will be a similar grab-and-go style luncheon for the police officers at the West Precinct on Thursday, December 23rd. That'll be from 11 to 1 at the West Precinct. And I just wanted to comment, I did want to ask Mr. Wynn what WAR stood for, and maybe somebody here already knows that.
We're all related.
They're all related, okay. But I appreciate his perspective, or one of my big takeaways from what he said is, it's a Frederick Douglass quote, and I'm trying to find it so I can get it correct, but it's easier to build up a child than to repair broken men. I think, I didn't find it in time, but I think that's the quote. And that's what I'm hearing him say, that we've got to figure out a way to save the children so that, to break this generational curse that Councilor Tate is talking about. So I appreciate his passion. I was getting a little nervous, but I do appreciate his passion. It was a real wake-up call.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Clark. Mr. Moore?
Yes, so just still getting used to turning the mics on. Just wanted to say thank you again to all of our veterans. I want to extend a special shout out to my grandfather who also served in the service, DeLafayette Moore. I love you. Wanted to do that. But then also, as the chair of the Education Committee, wanted to bring awareness about certain boards and agencies that have some vacancies where, different folks in the community can actually serve. And so, I'm going to just talk about two today, but the first is the Educational Building Authority of the City of Birmingham. It's a 3-member board created to authorize the incorporation of educational building authorities as public corporations to provide improvements in state educational institutions that are not supported by state appropriations or revenue from taxation. It's a 6-year term, and so we're going to have an application period from November the 9th through the 12th. Anybody that would like to apply, please make sure that you send an email to Danielle Lee. That's Danielle, DANIELLE.Lee, L-E-E, at birminghamal.gov, or give us a phone call at 205-254-2464. And then the second is the Birmingham Public Library Board. It's a 9-member board with 3 vacancies at this time, and it's tasked with the management and control of the Birmingham Public Library and all of the library property owned by or under the control of the city. And so just wanted to, that's also a 5-year term limit on that as well. And so just want people to be aware of the different opportunities that you have to engage and get involved. And then last but not least, I wanted to also take this time to just share that District 4 is also in a space where our office is stable. We now have a chief of staff, Ms. Danielle Lee, who is also going to be working with us, and then Mr. Trey Miller, who is our chief of community outreach. And so definitely encourage all of District 4 to reach out to us if you have any questions, concerns, anything that you would like to or announcements that you would like to be announced from the dais. So just wanted to share that, and thank you.
Thank you very much, and thank you for announcing these and reiterating these opportunities for our residents to serve on these two boards. And we'll be sure that PIO also posts this information so that they know the application deadline and where they would need to send those applications. Ms. Abbott?
Thank you, Madam President. The Planning and Zoning Committee meeting will be held on Wednesday, November 10th at 3:30 here in the council chambers. We do have some vacancies that we'll be discussing, but mainly we're just trying to get our feet on the ground with new members of the committee who haven't served on planning and zoning previously. So that will be a lot of fun and a good reminder for me. We want to also salute all veterans as we honor them on Thursday, November 11th. We certainly are thankful to all the people who are willing to serve, because that's not an easy thing to do. And I know my father served in the D-Day invasion in World War II, and a lot of our veterans have seen things that are pretty horrible. And you kind of forget that when you get back in City Hall where everything's nice and the people are all nice. But we have people who have seen and witnessed and experienced awful things. And so we just have to remember that our veterans sometimes need our listening ear. Tonight we have a 6 o'clock meeting with East Avondale Neighborhood Association. That is via conference call. And at the very same time at 6 o'clock we have Highland Park Neighborhoods meeting, and they are meeting via Zoom. So I hope that everyone who is interested can attend. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Ms. Abbott. Dr. O'Quinn?
Thank you, Madam President. Special note regarding the Smithfield Neighborhood Association, because their normally scheduled meeting falls on Veterans Day, they have moved that up to tomorrow, Wednesday, November 10th. That meeting is at 6 p.m. in person at the Smithfield Community Center. And that concludes my announcements.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam President. I do want to give a shout out to Council Woods. I don't think we give public praises to our colleagues enough. Over the past 3 years, and we came at the same time, he has made a special effort to highlight businesses, young businesses, and I don't think that is praised enough. So I want to thank him for encouraging the business community, because they are a vital asset to our economy and our community. Thank you. Congratulations to Jefferson County DA Danny Carr for receiving the Servant of Hope Award. The award was presented to DA Carr, but the nation's largest Christian nonprofit serving prisoners, former prisoners, and their families. Awards were presented last Thursday at a banquet here in Birmingham. Also, congratulations to our high school football teams. They made it to their second round of the high school football tournaments. This includes the following Birmingham teams: Class 6A JO, they're 9-2. They will be at Mountain Brook. Class 5A, my alma mater, Ramsey, at Center Point. Ramsey is 6-4, and Center Point is 8-3. And Parker is 10-1 at Alexandria, and they're 11-1. So good luck to our high school teams. Let's go out and cheer our teams to victory. We have the South Titusville neighborhood meeting. They will meet via teleconference at 5:30 today. The call-in number is 602-580-9484, and the access code is 684-6610. Also, the Arlington West End neighborhood will meet via teleconference at 6 o'clock p.m. today. The call-in number is 425-436-6359, and the access code is 6438112. The Budget and Finance Committee will be having a special called meeting this Monday, November 15th at 3:30 p.m. here in the council chambers. Submissions should be submitted to Laquita Wilson by tomorrow at noon. And we will be keeping that deadline that Councilor Abbott established a long time ago. So if it's not submitted by noon, it will not make it on this next week's agenda. And lastly, happy Veterans Day to all of our vets, and thank you for your sacrifices, for protecting us, and for defending our rights. Councilor Abbott is so on point with saying so many of our veterans have experienced so many horrific things. I know a lot of veterans who are my age that saw a lot of horrible things at 18, 19, 20, and a lot of them still have PTSD. We don't ever talk about that, how some of them still carry around guns on their hips because when they're activated by their PTSD, they feel like they're back in the wartime. So I want to thank you so much for protecting us, and just know that your service is not going unnoticed. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Announcements for District 7. We have 2 neighborhood meetings today. The East Brownville neighborhood meeting will be held at 6 p.m. via conference call, and the Riley Trevalic neighborhood will also meet at 6 p.m. via conference call. We have neighborhood meetings that are scheduled so far for Thursday, that is Veterans Day. The Roosevelt City neighborhood meeting, they'll be meeting at 11 a.m. via Zoom, and the Central Park Neighborhood Association meeting will be at 6 p.m. via conference call. I also want to echo my colleagues and the mayor this morning, where we salute our veterans. My father also served in World War II, Mrs. Abbott, so we know how our fathers, and they have those stories. My dad shared many stories with me of his service in the military, and so we always want to, again, salute, and we're deeply grateful to the service that our men and women have given to our country and to protect us and protect our ideals and what we mean as American citizens. We'd like to thank today our officers on duty. That is Officer Cedric Pinkert from City Hall, Officer Elaster Taylor from the East Precinct, and Officer Marco Easley, also from the East Precinct. I would be remiss if I didn't go back as well and echo the sentiments and I think the passion and the feeling that we all felt this morning with Mr. Wynn. Just seeing him there with his child and knowing that his child is a young male who will be a product of our city. And it's been echoed up here, and we saw in his words, this is all of our problem and all of our solution. There are multiple ways that we're going to have to deal with this. I thank my colleagues for the trust that the citizens have placed in us and the trust I'm placing in each of you, where we'll work with the mayor and we'll work with the citizens to come up with a solution. I think you just need to know we have a cross-section of what we see here in our city. Ms. Tate talked about her son. My son was a victim of crime. I'm a sisterhood of some of these women whose sons have been shot. My son was able to survive. And so we take that, we take these experiences, and we bring them to this council. And so I do believe that we'll be able to work through committee and work with the mayor and work with the citizens to come up with some type of solution. And as it said, it starts at home. It starts within the hearts of each of us. And so with that being said, can we entertain Mr. Woods? And I'm going to echo Pro Tem's comments about you, Mr. Woods. I love the way he uses the videos and he uses the communication. And it's not by surprise that he is the chair of the committee that heads public information. So we thank you. And we're looking for that resource from you as to how we can work with our entire messaging and branding for the council. So go ahead, Mr. Woods.
Before I go, Hunter, did you also want to echo the... But real quick, wanted to wish my intelligent, beautiful, fun-loving baby girl a happy 4th birthday today. Really excited about her, and she's turning 4.
Happy birthday to her. All right, can we entertain that motion?
Motion to adjourn.
All those in favor? All right, we're adjourned. Thank you all.